All right, we are live. Give me a few minutes. I went live a little bit early here just to let people jump into the chat. I am going to go and get this stream all set up. Let's see here. Go put a thumbnail on it. There we go. All right, we are set up. Let me go and just share this around Discord. We'll chill out. I'm going to reveal the characters today, and then let's deck build some of them, and just spend some time with these. Let's see here. Tekken 8. All right. Yeah, I think you guys are going to like these characters. I probably should have blurred out their text boxes a little more here. You can probably see a tiny bit of what they do. But I think we have one top 5 or top 10 character in standard coming. I think we have 2 fun 7-handers. And then I think we have a 5-hander that I can't make heads or tails of. Like, they could be really good. They could be absolutely terrible. They're not going to be boring, though. I can tell you that. The boring character is probably going to be the best character, actually. And it's going to be Paul. He's just nuts. Paul's crazy. He's going to be top 10. I'm not allowed to show them until 11 a.m. though. So you can make out what you can, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, if you're joining in, jump in the chat and tell me, what do you want these characters to do? What do you want to see from Tekken 8? You know, we got the Clash decks. We saw the 2025 roadmap. Tekken 8 is not on the 2025 roadmap, which I was pretty surprised by. So I'm grateful that they're at least giving us these 4 promo characters. And these characters are very much standard characters. Like the Clash deck characters seemed good to learn on. Very, very good for beginners. Pretty compelling, but not super competitive. These are very different. These are going to be for expert players, except for Paul. I think Paul's going to be a pretty staple among people new to the game. He's just going to feel powerful. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go. 20 of us hanging out, though. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. I meant to make this into a video last night, and then I ended up testing with TC for 2.5 hours instead, because I have a new idea for my Atlanta deck. And anyway, did they say how you'll be able to get these? Yes, these promo characters are going to be given out in just a couple weeks at your local championships. So the week after Atlanta, right? Atlanta is going to be like October 4th through 6th or something. What is the local championship dates? Like October 7th through 17th. But these are going to be local championship pricing. And I'm not sure which characters are going to be like difficult to get and which characters are going to be easy to get. Biggest thing is I want them to be viable. Yeah, they are viable. I think all 4 characters are decently viable. I think Paul is going to be top 10 in the game. Easily. Yeah, Paul is basically a reprint of Sea Viper. Somebody showed me Sea Viper a couple days ago, and yeah, he's basically a reprint of that character. Was this why you asked me in-depth questions about Paul? It was. I wanted to know, like, since he's going to be, I don't know, is he like the main character of Tekken 8 or something? Because They really seem to have made, power crept Paul here above the other characters. They really seem to be pushing him. Um, a lot worse, but that character was insane. I'm not sure. He's more open in deck building. Wait, what are the characters? Is one of them M Yoshimitsu? I have never heard of them, so no. We're gonna get 4 characters. You're seeing 3 of them here, and then Devil Jin. Okay, it's 11 a.m. Let's just roll with it. Okay, what character should we start off with? Let's start off with the best one. Paul Phoenix. 6 hand size, 29 health. Discard a card. Your attack gains stun 2. Any attack. He's not keyword gated on that one. Bottom enhance. Once per turn, your kick or punch attack gets 1 damage for each committed rival foundation. Okay, that top enhance is basically 2 cards that have been banned in standard right now. One with nature and snack time. Both of those cards were discard, give it +1 speed and stun 1, or discard your rival's block modifier to block this attack, it's +2. Something silly like that. Basically, in effect, it was discard a card for like 2 speed. Well, this is even better than discard a card for 2 speed. This is discard a card for stun 2. And we already have seen that with these cards with snack time 1 with nature getting banned, card draw is so free right now in standard that this is not a real cost. I think it's nuts that he can just add stun 2 onto any attack, even attacks that already have stun. So he's on all fire and order here. He shares a symbol with like Walk the Dog, for example. Now all of your Walk the Dogs are like stun 3. They're always going to be 4 diffs because you're stunning your rival out so quickly. This guy stuns your stage out twice as fast as Toga 3 does. And he's more open in deck building. And then you get enhanced once per turn. You get indiscriminate shock, basically. Indiscriminate shock, pressing the advantage, just these crazy attacks. Indiscriminate shock was like the order symbol identity for several years. Now, obviously, it's rotated out. We have pressing the advantage as a 2-check. But here we have any kick or punch attack. So he is gated a little bit, but not too much. Like, I think as long as you have probably 50% of your attack lineup as kicks or punches, you're probably just fine. And you can be pretty open in your deck building. I think this guy is immediate top 10. I think he's going to be very, very easy to play. But I think a lot of veterans are going to pick him up as well and put up really good results with him. So this is the guy that I immediately want to deck build. And after I show off these characters, let's jump in and build a Paul Phoenix deck because discard a card for stun 2. And then you can just play all the card draw that you want on the symbols because as long as you just have some kicks or punches, yeah, this guy's nuts. I'm pretty sure they announced somewhere they are store champ prizes, and then like a month later you can get them with the points. That makes sense. I'm not sure how fast the stores are going to get them. I know my local store does not have them yet, but supposedly for the local championships, they're coming. Yeah, Sea Viper had no cost, but listen, discard a card is not a cost. It's just not a cost. We have such free card draw. Like Walk the Dog is just going to replace that card, and now you say stun 3. And then you can play a Walk the Dog later and you just give it 10 damage. I think one attack that could be kind of silly in Paul Phoenix is Smashing Nomu. It's that 4 low 3. It's a punch. It has stun 1, and then it says discard a momentum. The damage of this attack cannot be reduced. So you could first use that as your enhance. Can't reduce the damage. Then give it all the damage. And then give it like stun 3. You can give stun 2 on top of the stun 1. So that's an attack that I've always thought had like sneaky potential, and maybe Paul Phoenix finally unlocks it before it rotates out here next week. Not next week, next year. All right, next up, Martial Law, 7 hand size, 19 health on fire, order, and water. Oh, Wishheart and Feral Shriek? Oh my gosh, he does have the fire symbol. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, discard a card. We have banned cards for these already. It is known that this is not okay. And stun 2 is even better than one with nature and snack time. And giving something 10 damage once a turn, we made Deku 1 discard his entire hand to do things like that. And this guy's just going to do it for free. Yeah, Wishheart and Feral Shriek. He can play that on all 3 of his symbols since those are fire attuned cards. That's a very good point. Martial Law, 7 hand size, 19 health, fire, order, water. Two responses. After your rival commits a foundation during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed. Bottom response, after you commit one or more foundations, this attack gets +1 or -1 damage. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this guy quite yet. Basically, anytime your rival has anything that they say like commit for -2 speed, then you just say +1 speed, and then it's like they those resources didn't even work. He's just gonna like nullify his opponent's ice glidings, for example. Like, hey, any one diff that says commit for -2 just now doesn't do anything. You could like pair them with suited up, I guess, on order to double down on those types of responses and now be getting +2 or -2 every time something gets committed. There could be something there. We need a manifestation reprint. The Law family and Paul are bestest of buds. All right. Well, they share two symbols here, so that makes sense. We got order, fire, but now we're adding in water. This guy strikes me as pretty good, but probably too brittle for 19 health. I would have to see, like, if he had and this is going to be the case for a lot of these Tekken 8 characters, if they had kits around themselves, I would be a lot more inclined to say they're going to be really competitive. But without a kit, like for their specific traits, it's going to be a little more difficult to gauge how strong they are. If only we had 1.3 volts with this guy. Hey, we have pressing the advantage. You can go use pressing the advantage. You can make them commit something and then give it another +1 speed. So he plays 4 speed, pressing the advantages. All right, let's get to our next 7-hander. Ling Zhao. Zhao? I don't know how to pronounce her name. 7 hand size, 20 health, air all life. Your attack gets 1 damage for each different block zone on cards in your card pool. So kind of reminding of like Ojiro 2. But instead of different attack zones, now it's different block zones, +1 damage. So a 7-hander that could give like +2, +3 damage is pretty good. Enhance once per turn if you have 3 different block zones on cards in your card pool. Clear 2 cards from your card pool and draw 1 card. So we really are basically Ojiro 2. But we're not picking up an attack from our card pool to our hand. Instead, we're just going to clear 2 from our card pool and draw a card. Effectively, I mean, we're doing a lot of powerful things here. We're a 7-hander giving 2 or 3 damage on most of our attacks. We're a 7-hander who clears progressive, and we have draw on face. All of those things are very, very strong. But we don't have a lot of defense, and we do have to put in work to get all of these different block zones into our card pool, which might hurt like the types of attacks that we're able to play. You're kind of subject to drawing the different block zones. I guess on the all symbol, she shares with Ojiro 2, and you can use like student of the art to put one of the other block zones you need, and then you can clear 2 and draw a card. I think this character is really interesting, probably quite good. But I wouldn't put her in the A tier. Like both martial law and this character both strike me as like, yeah, I think they're solid B tier. I think you can take them and win your locals, but it would take a really, really good player and a really good deck builder to perfect them, I think, for a like regional level competitive play. A lot of RNG with drawing the zones. Yeah, that's my worry. No defense on a 7-hander. Worries me here. But when it works, it's going to really work. When you get all of those enhances off, hey, +2, +3 damage, clear my card pool, draw a card. It's going to really work when it works. Not going to lie, I'm loving the art of this character. Yeah, there are some prominent features here. It just seems like consistency will hold them back. Yeah, that's where I'm at a little bit. She's practically Electric Man, but not as abusable. See, all of you guys know these retro characters way better than I do. Okay, last up, and this is probably my favorite design of all of them, is Devil Jin. 5-hander, 35 health. Once per turn, after you check an attack, add it to your card pool and draw 1 card. Your check gets +1 for each attack in your card pool. Okay, that's playable on offense and on defense, meaning you're kind of like pseudo 6-hander, pseudo 7-hander sometimes, but you do have to check an attack. But when you check an attack, it gets added to the card pool and counts itself for that last line where your check is +1 for each attack in your card pool. Basically, you're going to check the attack, you're going to put that attack in your card pool, and it's going to be free, right? We get basically one attack that's going to ignore, like one that's just going to pass, right? Because if you're going a 4 diff on a 7, and now you have 4 cards in your card pool, you check an attack, you check a 3, but then you add it to your card pool. Now you have 5. Now it's like you checked an 8, so you're all good. Even if you had a 5 diff, it would pass. So basically, one of your late string attacks is going to be free, and you add an attack to your card pool. Okay, that's going to be important, adding attacks to our card pool, because of this bottom enhance. Add one attack from your discard pile to your card pool. Your attack gets +1 damage for each attack in your card pool. You may change this attack zone to the zone of the added attack. All right, there is so much going on here. But basically, take an attack from your discard pile, put it in your card pool, and now you're getting +1 damage for each attack. So you could really string out to where you're getting like +6 damage, +7 damage. This enhance is also not once per turn. It is not a once per turn attack. I mean, enhance. You can play this enhance on every single attack. Remember, you're gonna, with using that top response, you're gonna get one free attack basically, as long as you check an attack. If you check a foundation, you don't get it for free. And you can put stuff in here that's like, you can put attacks in here with card pool abilities. So for example, on defense, you could use that enhance on defense because it just says your attack. So the top enhance you can play defensively, right? And you could go and put, what is that one that says all of your rival attacks get -2 speed? It's on the evil symbol. Somebody here help me out. It's on the evil symbol. Point blank shot, right? Go put point blank shot in your card pool, -2 speed to all your rival attacks. Now you clogged your card pool, so it's effectively like -1 speed to all of your rival attacks. That could be cool. You could put something like Blue Flame Immolation into your card pool on offense. What's another offensive card pool? You could put like, does it share with like Wind Barrier, for example, when it's in your card pool? Attacks get -2 speed. Cool tech with BMI Buster to deny actions. That's interesting. Well, enhance can, art of this is so cool. These cards are very gothic. Yeah, big fan of these arts. Titan Armbar is sick in them. What is Titan Armbar? Let's go check that out. While this card is in your card pool, your attacks get 2 damage. Oh, and it's got the infinity symbol. Yeah, that could work. That's something. Yeah, this character is just a big brain character. I'm not sure if he's actually going to work. You know, he might just be terrible, but he's interesting. There's no doubt that he's interesting. I'm going to try and play him, give him a shot. But that's it. Those are our 4 characters we have coming here. Yeah, so I think we have a top 10 one with Paul Phoenix. We have some interesting ones with Marshall and Ling. And then we get Devil Jin, who's just a complete oddball. If I was a designer in this game, I would not have thought of this character in a million years. like this must, I don't know. I would love to be, know how they came up with the design of this character. And I really wish that he had a kit with him. I want to see an attack with a super powerful card pool static or card pool enhance, card pool response. Give us something that he can use. Give us a way that we can stack our deck with an attack to make sure that we get that top response off. I would really like to see a kit around this guy, and then I would be more all in. He's got some interesting things. We're talking about, Rando's Spirit Gun. Oh, for the double response. I see what you're doing. Yeah, if you stack your deck and you make sure to get it. Much easier to trigger combo enhances. Okay, that's interesting. That's an angle that I didn't even think about. Yeah, you can clog your card pool with something, and then do we share with like the mid attack? What is that? Focused attack? Do we share with focused attack? I don't think so. Combos kind of died off since Eraserhead 2. They really tried to push that with Eraserhead 1 and Eraserhead 2. And then it feels like we get like 1 combo card per set. Maybe I just haven't looked at it too much since then. Wind up punch with Paul is so cool, fair, and balanced. Yeah, that's going to be stun 4, right? If you've discarded a card, this gets stun 2 or something. Yeah, I think Paul is nuts. When you have Paul and Toga 3 in the format, everybody is going to be playing stun hate. Alternate art, keeping Aries safes are about to jump up in value. Everybody's going to need that zero diff. It was already pretty good, but now we need it. Yeah, so that's what I want to do first. Let's deck build, order Paul Phoenix. So we discard a card, get stun 2, and then we need a kick or a punch as a finisher. Okay, we're going to start off with Walk the Dog. Because I'm not an idiot, and that's where all order decks with stuns start off. We're going to go to Wind Up Punch, right? You just mentioned it. This does have order. Powerful 3. If your rival has 8 or more foundations, it's going to get -1 difficulty, +1 damage. Stun 2. This is now going to be a stun 4 attack. Yeah, let's just add 4 of those in there. I really liked the idea y'all were putting down of Wish Hard and Feral Shriek. I think I'll do 2 Wish Hard to not take up too many attack spots, but I'll go 4x on Feral Shriek. Right? And then I really just want this to be a thing. I'm going to put 1x Smashing Nomu. I don't care what anybody says. I like the idea of discarded momentum. Slam indiscriminate shock damage on it. Don't let it be reduced. Since I have 0 store championships in town, guess I got to have a road trip. Hey, come to Texas. Lubbock, Texas. Stormcrow Games. What days are? October 12th. October 12th at 5 p.m. Lubbock, Texas, Stormcrow Games. That's where you should go. Final Smash. Let's just look at the order kicks and punches. Right. What else do we have here? I don't think we need too many more kicks and punches, honestly, since we already have 4x wind up and a whatever the other one is. I'm regretting trading my Walk the Dog now. Yeah, my Walk the Dogs are like gold. You will not take them from me. I do not want to spend $200 and get them back. I wonder if there's something here with kicks for Paul, because I also want ways to draw. Are we playing mid attacks? Wind up punches and mid attack? Wind up punches and mid attack. I don't know. Let's put this one in the side, and then we'll just see how the attack lineup ends up. Bullet punches and just stun them like crazy. Could that be a line? This gets 1/1 for each bullet punches you've played. Probably not. Knuckle sandwich, flurry of punches, haymaker. Repeated. Is this a repeated angle? I don't think I want to play repeated because I don't want to be locked into punches that hard. Like repeated's good. I just don't want to be locked in like that. Wind up punch, downward frostbite. Your next punch or range attack is 3 damage. Solid deadlocked where you could just stun 5. Oh, knee smash? Yeah, that's true. Knee smash is interesting because we discard a card, right? And so we can manipulate the top card of our discard pile. But I'll be honest, even in decks where knee smash works, I don't think it works. I find that like even when people can manipulate their discard pile to get both enhances off, that I still don't like knee smash because it's just too slow. And especially in like a stun deck, I really want to keep the pressure up on them. That's what I think makes Toga 3 so good as a stun deck, is that she's putting a lot of pressure on you from her very first attack. You need to block it to keep her off momentum, but now it has 3 speed, and now you're going to be using a lot of resources when she's already committing you out. That's what I think makes her so good, and Knee Smash just takes that pressure off. I don't want to take any pressure off. This one has stun 1, so we could get it to stun 3. We could make it a 6/6 and discard a momentum if they don't block it to put some pressure on them blocking it. Oh, is my stream doing okay? Did I freeze up? I think I froze up for a little bit here. Just a casual 5 hours one-way trip. That's not too bad. Just a weekend. Devil Jin has award the victor. Yeah, stack your deck with the attack. But then you're wasting your award the victor +2. I'm not sure the answer after wind up punch. Final Smash. Final Smash could be interesting since you can stack your deck and then you could discard like Feral Shriek and then draw. Get something. Yeah, I think I'm back. Flurry, Acrobatic. I like this. I like the idea of this. It's probably just Turbo Speed Dash. Add a mid attack here. This is going to get 2/2. And then we could really go into it with like the Big Fist Bash. Yeah, there could be something there with that. Big Fist Overhand Punch. Oh, wait. Increase all of this attack's keywords ratings by 1. Spend a momentum. We really did just give this away to get another keyword. David, are these characters for local championships? Yes, local championships. Are you stack the attack, you check the pass and draw 1. Yeah. Yeah, order kicks might be the way. Okay, Barrier Buster is probably going to be pretty good here. I don't want to, you need momentum, right? Now we got 2 things looking for momentum. I'll just put it at a little 1. Just at a 1x. But I mean, we're talking about, we're going to give it stun 2. It has stun 1. Spend a momentum. Now it has stun 5 and powerful 3. I think that just gets the, and powerful 4, sorry. So we're going to give it massive damage. We're going to powerful 4 it. Maybe this thing needs to go to a 2. In fact, this is just going to take the spot of Smashing Nomu. Well, maybe not. No, let's keep it at a 1. Let's keep it at a 1. It is a 5 diff. And then let's just throw some Turbo Speed Dashes in here. We like to draw, right? We're discarding, so we need to draw. And I don't mind having EX. Yeah. So what does that give us so far? We're at 12. We need 8 more. Yeah, so we got 2 different, I don't know, Barrier Buster maybe should be higher. But if we had a way to ramp momentum, do we have a way to ramp momentum on the order symbol? Or fire, dogged, rallied, waylay, amplified, lightning rod, around the world. I'm not seeing any other ways to ramp. I can tell you that right now I'm going to add Vile Seizing into this deck. It's pseudo stun. It's deadlock, because the best way to beat Paul is probably just going to be, you're going to need to build to 1,000,000. So you need a deadlock like Vile Seizing. They're not going to want to commit to, so it should get the damage and the and that pretty frequently. So now let's go and look at just stuff with stun, just to double down on the archetype. Lightning Rod is probably not needed. This is the type of deck you just want to be consistent. Oh my gosh, I'm already at the bottom. Yeah, I guess order stun is coming a lot from the foundations and actions these days, and not so much the attack lineup. Inverted Knife Throw, that could get us our momentum. That could get us our momentum. Is that too cute? I mean, we're going to have 4 Walk the Dogs, a Barrier Buster, a Smashing Nomu, and 4 Turbo Speed Dashes. So we're going to have 10 attacks that really want us to have momentum. Yeah, strategic meeting. Is that on the order symbol? Oh, yeah, this just makes sense. That just makes sense. Let's throw in two of those. I forgot Shards of Winter existed. That is going to be very good. Ooh, and this is going to be very good. I like a stun 4 starter, but now we've got so many 5 diffs. And we already have Walk the Dog. The inverted knife throw is probably too cute. Okay, that takes us to 19. Let's just take Shards of Winter to a 3. This is probably going to end up being 2, because Shards of Winter, even if you use it as like your lead off attack, you stun 3. And so now it's going to be a 4 speed, 5 damage move that if it hits, it draws. 8, 7, 9. Pretty good on block zones here. Yeah, I think I'm digging it. I think the inverted knife throw probably has to come out. I give it stun 2, but then I could Barrier Buster turn 2. What's the Todoroki attack that's essentially Barrier Buster? Yeah, it's I can't remember what it is. It's a ultra rare though. So we'll just do it like this. Is it an ultra rare or was it a rare? Okay. Yeah, here it is. Cinder Convection. Discard a momentum +1 to all of its ratings. But it's a 3 mid 5 instead of a 4 mid 5. And Barrier Buster gets speed sometimes. So not a big fan of Cinder Convection personally. Yeah, let's see some foundations that ramp momentum on order. Then we can think about taking Barrier Buster up. So strategic meeting. We're just gonna 4x that thing. Turn 2 momentum, very good. Especially when you're playing 10 momentum outs. I'm always gonna play Hacker. Also gets you momentum on defense. Yeah, actually, if we go 4x strategic meeting, then we don't need this. We don't need this. And then we can go, let's do a second Barrier Buster. Second Barrier Busters. That takes us to 20. Okay, this actually, these are only 5 diffs, and this is essentially a 4 diff. All of these can string out pretty darn well. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right, let's go to assets and actions. Vertical. Throw 1 in there. Idun box, we have to throw 1 in there. Deadbolt is probably just not needed, but it's cute. Heaven Piercing Ice Wall, Stun 3, Freeze 2. Oh my gosh. I forgot about that. I like how we say we see all of the Tekken stuff before all the deck. Hey, we haven't seen half the Tekken deck, have we? Unless you guys have, and I'm streaming during it. Ice Wall. Stun 1, freeze up to 2 foundation stun during this attack. Ready a rival foundation and draw a card. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is doing everything we want to do. All right, we're putting 2 of it in. We're going to put 2 of that in, take Shards of Winter down to 2, take Barrier down to 1, call it a day. There we go. Okay, back to the actions. I think we throw 1. Showdown is probably a little over the top, and it's going to be a difficult to pass. Runaway is interesting. It's either Runaway or Genkai's Guidance. Personally, I think I would go Runaway right now. But you could switch it out for Genkai's Guidance. Genkai's Guidance might be the better. Okay, let's check out their assets. Oh, that's where we already were there. And I think we put everything in that we want. We have the one Idun box. So what does that leave us with? We have... I don't think we need the Big Fist Bash. Oh my gosh. You know what you could do? You could go Heaven Piercing Ice Wall into Big Fist Bash, pick up your Heaven Piercing Ice Wall, play it again, and you could just freeze like a billion. And this is a punch. You could just Heaven Piercing Ice Wall, freeze 2, Heaven Piercing Ice Wall, freeze 2, Big Fist Bash, pick it up, Heaven Piercing Ice Wall, freeze 2, you froze 6. Is that just going overboard? Maybe that's just a better idea than Shards of Winter. That might just be a better idea. Genkai is better because you can remove Risky. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's go put Genkai's Guidance in there. Smashing Noma's probably too cute. Huh. We're going to put some Big Fist Bash in there. We got enough mid attacks now. We got Barrier Buster, Wind Up Punch, Heaven Piercing Ice Wall. Oh, did we not put it in? Okay, we're going to put 2 of this in. That also gives us a nice Breaker 3. What does that take us to? 21 attacks. I'm fine with 21 attacks because we're gonna be playing pretty aggressively, and we're not gonna have to dedicate a lot of room to to actions and assets. So I see no downside in going a little higher on the attack ratio. Played a Lock deck where I had 6 or 7 frozen every turn. Yeah, Carson played Lock against me just the other day. It was miserable. David is just reciting the lines from my Kendo deck. Well, it does have her face on it. I just like that this gives us our draw. So I feel like we have draw. That's plenty of draw that we need. This also draws from our card pool. So like we can see already that like discarding a card is just not a cost in this deck. We're going to get Turbo out the momentum. Hey, where did our Walk the Dogs go? Did I never add the Walk the Dogs? I never added the Walk the Dogs. Now what do I take out? I don't want to take out anything. Do we really need Wish Hard? Nah, we got Feral Shrieks. I'd rather just draw the attack than draw an attack and then discard the attack and then hope that I draw an attack. You know, so that takes us to 23. We probably don't need 4. Well, Walk the Dog's just our best card. Wind Up Punch is going to be like our best card. Vile Season can probably come down to a 3. Take Walk the Dog down to a 3. That takes us to 21. Okay. Better. Remember not to count Wish Hard as a full attack slot. Which appear. Yeah, I'm just going to take it because the thing about like Wish Hard is like you draw it, you drew an attack, so you're like, nice. And then you discard it to draw, but then you could just draw a foundation, you know? So I think I'd rather have my discard draw just be a foundation that could then become an attack. At least since we're playing kind of a very aggressive deck here. We 4x Botan's Coaching because that's just what you do. We probably need a little bit more 0 diffs because we are going to be pretty aggressive, and so we want strong builds. Probably just throw in your finish. That's typically what I do. Let's go to our 3 diff spot. We already are 4xing strategic meeting. We're gonna play a couple league invite. I don't think we need more stun. Award the victor. Ooh, yeah. Award the victor. We're always discarding, so we always get. Okay. We always get that one diff, right? We always get that one diff. We can use the award the victor, the final test combo. Okay, now we're talking. And that takes us to 6 3 diffs. Probably can't go any higher. Where's that put us on block zones? 16, 18, 12. Pretty even. We have 14 more spots. We got to go fill in some spam foundations. Yeah, let's check it out. Order. Let's go see our one diffs. What do we put in here? Walk the dog. It's not a punch or kick. Yeah, as long as I have 10 punches or kicks, I'm not too worried about that. Ice gliding. I always put ice gliding in. It's offense. It's defense. It's doing everything we like. Is there anything? The problem with order is always the one diff. So I'm very thankful that we can at least play the final test with a straight face. Otherwise, this would be pretty bad. Oh, yeah. We're 4xing this. We're aggressive. So that counts as 2 foundations. That's an auto 4x. After this card is committed, look at the top. Faith in the walls. What does that put us at? 54. That puts us at 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. 18 times 2 is 36. Yeah, it's probably fine. So now we need 6 2-diff foundations. 6 2-diff foundations, and we probably want to go get some fraudulent defense in here. This is interesting to pick up Big Fist Bash. Let's see. Fighting for controls, decent turn 2 defense. Let's throw in some of those. Time for rest. That's if you're like a string blocker, though. I like that in 7-handers. Oh, public support because you discard it. Less for battle. Yeah, those are both true. I'll go take a look at those after. Ooh, incompatible quirks. Like it. 1x. What is this symbol? Maybe. Looking for a challenge. I like. It helps us pass checks, and we're going to be aggressive. I don't think we need stun mores. Yeah, I think that's about where I'm at. Okay, that takes us to 59. Let's get a mid so that we have 20, 24, 16. Let's go look at. Okay, public support says after this enters the discard pile, your attack is +1/+1. Destroy, look at the top card of your deck. You may discard and draw. Okay, after this card enters the discard pile, your attack is +1/+1. That makes sense. Or we could do the other one that gets +1/+1. I think I like this because it actually is doing something in our stage. Let's put 2 copies in. And then we'll take out 1 ice gliding. Something like that. You know what? Let's take out 2 ice gliding and let's put 3 of this. Is that too many 4 checks? Do we really need hacker? I guess hacker allows us to get momentum for defense because we're definitely just going to block with our face. And then we're going to get momentum off of it. So that's 5, 6, 7, 11, 13, 14, 17. 17 times 2 is 34. Yeah, that's a good spam ratio. 23, 21, 16. Yeah, I think that's about right. End up. Maybe I could throw in a second Genkai's Guidance. Maybe VME doesn't really belong. Um, and maybe I'm too much strategic meetings, but I really don't think so. That's just turn two momentum into a million things that do it. Discard targets. Determined is pretty good, isn't it? Determined? What is determined? Oh, this thing? Commit. If you try to block, your block modifier becomes 0. Your fury or punch attack is 3 damage. And it's a 6 check. It is a 6 check. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Determined is great. Deadlock. If the 4 check isn't a problem, public support. Yeah, I think this is about where I'm at. Right here. I think I think this deck is going to be miserable to play against. Let's zoom in here. There you go. Yeah. This is going to be more miserable than Toga 3 to play against. You are going to get stun forward on the first attack every single time. This thing's going to freeze you down. This thing's going to pick up these. They're going to finish off with the walk the dog. You get to selectively give plus 10 damage to something. Paul is basically saying, I hope you have a hand trap for when I decide to put my indiscriminate shock damage on something. That's why I like the idea of we took out Smashing Nomu. Yeah, we had to do it. But it would have been good against a card like Referee Jury, like where they're just saving the Referee Jury for your big thing, and then they slam it down. Smashing Nomu says you can't do that. More of these, me building decks. Yeah, I'm in. I just got to come home during lunch is the thing. I honestly thought that this was supposed to be for 2 p.m. And not 11 a.m. And then I saw your message, Linoko, in the general chat. And then I went back and looked at Matt's email and realized it was for 11 a.m. And then I quickly got in my car and came home so that I could make this happen. Yeah, I think we're already just really good on deadlock, though, is the thing. Like Vile Seizing is deadlock. You're Finished is deadlock. Where's our other one? I guess that's it. But Vile Seizing alone is probably enough. That's why I think we have to be playing some copies of it. Turbo Speed Dash probably can go down by 1. Let's take Turbo Speed Dash down by 1. Let's take Vile Seizing up to 4. We don't want Turbo that much. And that takes us to 24-2016, which makes me very, very happy that we have a discernible pattern here. 1.58, wish we could make that 1.6. I guess we... my one worry is that we are playing a lot of 4 checks. Like if we look at the controls, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a little bit too high, but I'm okay with that. +1/+1 is probably going to be a big deal, though, on getting that opening attack through. So there you have it. That's my order. Paul Phoenix, stun a billion with Heaven Piercing Ice Wall. And that is going to do it for me. Paul was just the easiest deck build. I could deck build these 3, but like, I feel like these are going to be 2-hour-long deck building sessions. Paul, you only have to use like 50% of your brain power. These guys are asking you to use 100% of your brain power. So I don't think I'm ready to do that here on a Monday afternoon. But yeah, what do I have coming out? I won my local qualifier this past weekend with Reiner, with Titan Reiner. So I'll be doing a deck profile here probably tonight on my Spotlight Reiner deck. And then I'm going to open up. I wonder if you can see it on my wall. Can you see it? I bought those Penny Arcade decks, the very first Universes product ever made. So I bought some Penny Arcade decks. I thought that would make fun opening video. I think Rochester's sending me some retro stuff to open up. We got to discuss Atlanta. I've got some meta thoughts there. Probably need to create like some videos this week of like how to beat Ryukyu, how to beat King Ghidorah, how to beat Rodan. and go into strategies for those. I remember like my how to beat Mirio, how to beat Overhaul, how to beat Jiro videos were like very popular before nationals. So those could be in the making here in the next week, but hoping to put out a lot more videos. I got very, very sick last week. Yeah, and then I meant to make something yesterday, and then I ended up playing for 3 hours instead. That's the hard thing about this game. I just anytime it's like I could make some content, or I could find somebody to test out my new really cool idea. So I've got a very unique Atlanta deck that I'm cooking up. I think I finally found the deck that I'll be playing for Atlanta, but it's going to be one that I can't do a deck profile video before Atlanta about. Like normally I do my deck profile video before, but I think this one's like such a strange deck, and it's kind of I really want to catch my opponent off guard in game one, that I don't think I'm going to be allowed to make a deck profile on it until after. And then if I go like 4 losses in Atlanta, I will just burn it, and you will never hear about it ever, out of professional embarrassment. All right, Law Water is going to be great. Yeah, I can see that. Somebody's going to make this character very, very good. All right, that's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed it. There's my Order Paul Phoenix deck. This thing is going to be terrorizing you in about 3 weeks. These characters come out after Atlanta. I think maybe like the UK players or Oceania players could play Paul Phoenix for their regionals. If their regionals after October 17th, I think one of the regions is, but I can't remember which region is the latest in October, but they could be playing these characters. But that's going to do it for me, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow.